trophies are pretty cool.
Racetrack I worked at 2 years ago, they had a deal with one of the local gun manufacturers, and they were giving out BB gun rifles, and they had little plaques on the rifles, so you'd see everybody in victory lane with their little rifle, and it was pretty cool. Guys ended up with quite a collection after that. Kevin Lovey is very well known in the non-virtual world as a crew chief. Keith Jackson in the front row with him. Gary Pepiot and Jonathan Short are in row number 2. Chad Coate and the VP, Preston Cranmer, in row number 3, and Kyle Parker at the back of the track. Kevin Lovey's crew chief for a multi-time Empire Super Sprints champion, Steve Poirier, by the way. So he could probably do a lot of work with setups, Jake, that you and I wouldn't even understand.
Man, these iRacing setups can get very difficult, dude. It is ridiculous as these guys take the green flag, stand on the loud pedal, wheel to wheel, shimmy and shiving. Down into turn 1, the 47 machine gear looks like he found a little bit of grip on that restart down to that inside wall, man. All yellow car.
Up to second. Oh, of course, we saw that didn't work in the last heat race. This time we'll have to see if it does. The guy that really took advantage of that was Kevin Lovey's sneaking his way through as there was some contact there between Pepiot and Jackson. Oh, and a hard crash.
A big crash back there when that's Keith Jackson. Back there, that wrecked. Kevin Lovey's crashed as well, and he stopped inside row. That engine smoking. He had to grab a tow, and he's back to his pit, and his heat race is going to be over.
Sometimes the best thing you can do in a heat race is not let. Oh, what a nice little crossover move there by Pepiot. That was pretty sweet. Best thing you can do is sometimes he's just not getting in trouble, but that was nice. He saw that move coming, ducked under him. That was pretty slick right there.
It was, man. You got to be hot on your feet, hot on that wheel. As these two are putting on a great show for us. Lap 5 of 8, only 1 minute and 13 seconds. The 47 machine, that all yellow car goes all the way down to the inside wall, all the way to the outside wall. And he found some speed down there in turns 3 and 4.
He really did. Yeah, you can see how he's changing up his line. He's looking for some of that brown. I wonder if he went a little too low that time, and I wonder if Short could get a run on him. But Pepiot really seems to have, has to have this thing down, running the line. I haven't seen a lot of people run here before.
Yeah, it looks like he did not get a very good corner entry down into turn 3. And look, here we go, all the way to that inside wall. He doesn't care. He's going to slide all the way to the outside wall. Here comes Jonathan Short, though. See if he can get a good run down this front straightaway.
Oh, he's going to take Garrett's line away from him a little there. And once again, Pepiot is ready. Goes back to the inside. They almost touched. Last lap here as they come to the finish.
Visor cam, see how it does. He hits that cushion, tries to do the crossover to the line. Garrett's going to grab it.
That was a heck of a race. Pepiot wins by a little over 1/10 of a second. Chad Coate gets in. VP Preston Cranmer gets the final transfer spot. Now that was a fun race. I enjoyed that.
Man, that was definitely a different line that those guys were running, and man, that was a fun race. We actually got a crash in that race. The other 3 heat races all went clean and green.
B main is up next, and let me see. We're going to take 12. Excuse me. No, yes, we're going to take just 8 out of this. That's right. We ran 4 heats, so 16 are in. 8 of 15 are scheduled to go here in this one, and this will be the last chance to get in. Then we're going to quick practice after this, chance to play with some setups and things that Kevin Lovey's, again, would really understand. Robert Satterfield, Brandon Morgan in row number 1, Dakota Kuhn, Kyle Parker, row 2. Jeff Fitzpatrick, Blake Chapman in row number 3, Connor Ross, Keith Jackson there in row number 4. I always want to go to my Keith Jackson announcer voice there. Jack Clevenger in row number 5, along with Lane Snook, Larry Moody, Kevin Lovey's row number 6, Jeffrey Barker, Donovan Ross, row number 7, and alone in the last row, although we didn't see him out for his qualifying one, was Chris Steele. So again, just over half the field will make it in for this one. I don't know. So far, man, I'm very impressed with what these drivers are doing out here, Jake.
Yeah, man, same here. Full throttle all the way around Eldora, and these guys are wheel to wheel, and you see crossover moves, all the way across this racetrack. And man, I don't know how some of these guys have not wrecked yet.
It's amazing because this is not an easy. Well, let me put it this way: it's not as difficult as some tracks to just run laps. But then when you get out there with other cars and you've got to run the specific line or either hug the top or the extreme bottom, that's where this track becomes a lot more difficult.
Yeah, the bottom part of the racetrack in Eldora, you can actually get some pretty good runs down these long straightaways. So we'll see how the B main shakes out, and we'll see if that transfers over to the A main, because we don't reset the racetrack.
No. Yeah, some do. And what he's talking about here is after the heat races and this consolation race, in some leagues, they start with a fresh racetrack at 0%. And those of you guys who know, 0 is as grippy as it can be, 100 is about as used up as it can be. So this changes as the drivers drive on it. So if everybody runs the high side, that'll get burned up. Everybody runs the bottom, that gets burned up, much like it would be in the non-virtual world. As the green flag comes out, we're doing 2 extra laps here, 10 laps, top 8, get in.
15, a car filled, a 10-lap B main to make it to the A main. Mac Daddy Big Dan Show, the 55 of Robert has it, and we have a big crash. One guy slams the outside wall, and the green flag is still going to wave.
Yes, we do not do cautions and heats or consies. And of course, Strickland's GMC, the folks that are bringing us this, they're out of Brantford, Ontario. Go see them, get something cool to drive. And Robert Satterfield has something cool to drive as he is over a half a second out front and looking good. Looking also to start 17th. That is where the winner of this race starts. Second place starts 18th. Look at all that stuff going back behind there. Oh, no.
We got 1, 2, 3, 7 cars in that crash down at the turn 7. One guy got a very fast tow. And back up front, though, trying to dissect this, Phil Robert has led every lap so far early in this B main. The number 90 machine of Jeff Fitzpatrick has second, but he's under attack by Kyle, and Kyle's is under attack by Blake Chapman.
And of course, you know me. You pronounced with me enough, Jake, to know that I love the guys that come from further back. Chris Steele is the guy who somehow missed that big crash. He started 15th. He's up to 7th. He's in the show if everything stays like it is right now.
Yeah, man, moved up 8 spots. Started way back there, and he's battling for 7th place, battling hard, and he looks like he has plenty of speed as the 18 machine. Kevin Lovey is right underneath him. He's going to do a little slide job to that cushion outside wall, and he's going to capture it. So Chris going to lose 1 spot, but still has moved up 7 spots.
And in the non-virtual world, Chris actually drives a 360 sprint. So this is, I'd love to talk to him about how it's different, how it's the same, and that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll get a chance at some point to chat with him here in the top 3. But this is the race where everybody wants to be. Kevin Lovey's, Chris Steele, they're in. Out right now are Snook and Ross and Keith Jackson and everybody else. Well, actually, Jackson, I think, is down several laps. So this is the big race on the track as we catch up with the action up front.
Action up front, I do the outside view as we try to dissect everything. There's a big gap that our leader has of Robert. Has a 1.1 second lead, a very comfortable lead as a white flag's on a wave, a battle for 2nd place. And these guys just got to make it to the checkered flag. That's all they got to do to make it to the A main. But, man, these guys are battling hard.
And you got to wonder if they're going to stay in formation. And as I see that, there goes Parker down to the inside looking for second. Because remember, if you pass him here, you don't have to pass him in the A as the checkered flag waves. Robert Satterfield gets the win. Kyle Parker does get second, so he will start outside of row number 9 and 18th. Jeff Fitzpatrick, Blake Chapman, they're in. So's Jack Clevenger and Dakota Kuhn. And also Kevin Lovey's and Lane Snook get in. Chris Steele just misses out, ended up 9th.
Just missed out. I mean, that is a tough break, man. But 2 bad crashes down there in the B main. But, man, that's a LCQ, the last chance qualifier, whatever you want to call it, man. But sometimes you got to go whenever you got to go. And that means standing on that loud pedal and just hoping for the best. And, yeah, 2 big crashes in that B main.
And I actually like that they, I mean, I'm sure the guys might have mixed feelings on this, but I like that it stays green during the heats, and that consolation race gives a little more incentive for you to stay out of trouble and race clean. So let me see. Roger Craig is with us right now behind the scenes. We were talking about lots of things before the racing got started. Roger, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great tonight, Doug. Some good racing going on here tonight.
You and I talked about a lot of things, and I think one of the biggest things that stuck out to me, because again, guys, I've only been doing this for under 3 months, so I'm still learning a lot about this iRacing too. What does it take for these guys to get to this point, this elite division that we're watching tonight? Because you told me there's a lot of steps they have to take to get here.
Well, it's really all about seat time. Well, first of all, you have to have the skill sets, but it's about seat time and getting the experience, and these guys are cream of the crop. And in our league, we have a whole ladder system where guys progress, and this is an open series, so any iRating, like anybody in iRacing, can compete. We have the gauntlet that runs on Tuesday night, and we take the top 5 from there that transfer into the race every Wednesday night. So, yeah, this is the cream of the crop.
So if I'm a new iRacer and maybe I'm just starting to feel my oats a little bit and I'm ready to try some league racing, what advice would you have for somebody like that? Where should they start as they look at the GeForce Racing League lineup?
Well, for sure, yeah. Look at the GeForce Racing League. We're at www.geforcerl.com. But on Monday night, for example, we have 3 tiers of 360. So we have about 100 drivers, 90 to 100 drivers on Monday night, and it's like an A and a B and a C division. And guys go through recruiting. They have to race 3 races and show that they can keep their safety rating. We call it's an IL, incidents per lap. They have to keep that down below 0.25, which is roughly 1 incident every 4 laps.
Okay.
So they run three races there, and then they're accepted into the league, and they'll start in that C division. C division, currently what we do is it's a fixed setup, so everybody's got the same setup. We don't in this league, the track carries over from practice right through the night. In those other division, the lower divisions, we would reset the track for qualifying, so it's not a skating rink by the end. And just as they get their skills improved, they can move up a division, and the racers get tougher, and the track gets a little bit more challenging.
I'm glad that you brought that up about the reset because I'm one of those guys who's just getting started. And of course, when I slide that little bar over to 0 and have myself a nice tacky racetrack, I can get around okay. But boy, so I could see how that would be a nice thing for the drivers that are just getting started.
Yeah, for sure. And we have a bunch of divisions. We have 15 divisions, so we run street stocks, pro late models, and some of those are broadcast by you and Joe White.
Hmm.
And we have midgets, fixed 305s, fixed 360s, and the tracks we let them carry over in those divisions, so the newer drivers can get some practice on those slicker tracks. And it's funny, you can watch these guys and they're pretty competitive up until about halfway through a feature, and then it's a real challenge. I'm one of those guys.
What do you mean exactly by competitive till halfway? What happens after halfway?
Well, that track just gets to be a skating rink, and
Oh, I see.
it's all throttle control, and it's a skill that's takes a while to develop.
Now, does everybody start in street stocks, or like if I want to do late models and sprints, do I have to start in street stocks and work my way up that way, or is there something else I can do?
No, we're fundamentally we started out as a 360 sprint league. We're mainly, that's our bread and butter. The Monday night, the 3 divisions. We started on Monday nights, and then it goes up to this elite division now. So we've got about 5 divisions of just 360s. The rest are just fun leagues where guys can race. They know they're comfortable with the guys they're racing
Hmm.
against. They know who they are, and again. Where in the Monday night divisions, it's you're with your own skill level. If you get into, say, a fixed 360 or a 410 division, you got the beginners and the skilled guys. So it's but they're fixed so that the cars are equal, and gives everybody a chance, to to develop their skills.
Look us up on Facebook if you have questions. Ask Roger, ask Preston, ask any of those guys. And of course, you can go to GForceRL.com to find out more. Because I know there's a lot of you out there that are probably watching this and watching your friends and going, I'm just not ready for this yet. But obviously, it could be down the road. Thanks, Roger. I appreciate that. I learned a lot.
You're more than welcome, and you guys are doing a great job, and this should be a great race. I think we've got Brandon Schultz is in second. He's chasing Chris Sabeski. He's only a few points behind him in the standings. So
Hmm.
Sabeski's got a bit of work to do. I think he's down around 14th. So you might want to keep an eye on him and see how he does through the night.
Let's see. He is in 14th right now. Like you said, Brandon Schultz ahead of him. So a lot still to happen here. How we doing, Jake? Did you learn something there? And how much of this do you do, Jake? Do you get out there and run some laps?
Yeah, I run a lot of laps, probably a little bit too much laps, as my wife would say. But I'm mostly asphalt. I do run a lot of dirt, but I'm too scared that I would fall in love with dirt racing. So instead of broadcasting, I would rather be out there. So
There you go.
so I try to keep myself tamed with the dirt racing, man. But yeah, plenty of laps.
Ross Carretta, Brandon Schultz, we just talked about them. They're in the front row. Aiden Young, Garrett Pepe at row number 2, Jess Bandy, Kyle Mooney in row number 3, Stephen Goldner, Jonathan Short, they're in row 4, Kenny Miller, John Hine in row number 10, Stephen Spees, Chad Coate, row number 6, Chad Coate, Chase Hess, row 7, Chris Kobeski, David Flick, they are in row number 8, Preston Cranmer, Robert Satterfield, who we just talked about, he's got some work to do here tonight, Kyle Parker, Jeff Fitzpatrick, Blake Chapman, Jack Clevenger, Dakota Kuhn. Also in there is Kevin Loveys, and Lane Snook was the driver who picked up that coveted last qualifying spot, kind of snuck in late in the race to get that one. Of course, Ashwegan Speedway Race Source, they sponsor our feature, Canada's choice for sprint car parts, accessories, you name it, you break it, they got it, and they'll tell you the right way to put it back together too as we get ready to go green flag racing here in the A-Main at Eldora. They call it the greatest dirt track, and it's living up to that tonight.
It is, and this track is going to get wild as these guys are already wheel to wheel, 3 wide, 4 wide, all the way across this track. Track is very slick right now, but we'll have a true 30-lapper. Caution laps will not count, and Brandon Schultz is leading this thing.
Down on the bottom, I'm watching Corinta down there in the number 10 as he is trying to make his way. Using really with only guys, there's only a few of them that are down there right now. Schultz, more that traditional Eldora line. You see Garrett Pepe, that's the yellow car that's kind of peeking in the scene there a little bit as he's trying to do that same line he did earlier.
Yeah, we'll try to zoom in on him as I seen one guy just smash the wall last lap, but Pepe out there on the high side, that all yellow machine has a crazy line that he's running. The number 10 machine looks like he's kind of taken away as he goes all the way down to the inside. The first yellow flag of the night is going to wave on lap number 4.
And I wonder if Corinta running down low like he is might be getting in Pepiot's way just a little bit. So did we figure out what happened yet? I'm looking around. I don't see what happened to bring out the caution. Was it Kevin Loveys maybe who was involved in something there?
Not for sure, but we will try to find out. Here's Kyle Parker. This was the one that I thought I seen, but I don't think this is a caution. But he just, maybe that is a caution. Yeah, right there. Kyle Parker got a little loose. He got tapped there in the back bumper and spun right across the field. Two guys.
Yeah, because I saw he went from 18th to 24th, so I thought that might have been him. Big thanks to Malcolm Mills. They are sponsoring all of our replays. They are a full-service mill riding contractor, servicing forestry and industrial clients, so we are so happy to have Malcolm Mills along with us. And of course, they're all trying to make it into Southern Patio Enclosures Victory Lane. A little later on, we'll interview the top 3 drivers, but Brandon Schultz, running the top side, has been the leader early. Ross Corinta has been running the bottom. He's been in second place pretty much since we dropped the green, but the guy we're watching is Garrett Pepe, just because he's doing something I don't think I've seen anybody else do. A very interesting line as they'll form up here for the restart.
Yeah, and he definitely caught our eye there in the heat race. Back there in third place, we'll see how he stacks up with the rest of the field. Best lap time of the night on this early A-Main is going to be, if I get this pulled up, Brandon Schultz, 15.5 at 3-1, and Brandon Schultz is second place in points right now, but races driven, it says 4, so I think he's one race short than our points leader of Chris.
Of course, he was the second fastest time trialer as we got started tonight. Nice move as you saw Schultz on the restart go right back up to the top, and you can see Pepe down on the inside. Look at that, 3 wide for 4th place.
Garrett running his usual line that we've seen all night long. 3 wide down there. We got a little bit of beating and banging going on with these 360 sprints across the field.
Boy, Pepe, it went about as low as you could go that time. But him and Corinta, they are not done racing. Jess Bandy, that's the red and black car that's on the outside of him. He's married to that top side of the racetrack as Corinta tries something different this time.
Brandon Schultz has a very comfortable lead right now.
He does.
He has a 1-second lead as the battle for second place is still going at it. Garrett Ross, wheel to wheel once again for 3 laps in a row. Back there in 4th place is going to be Jesse Bandy. That 157 machine, he's going to try to sneak up to him.
And I noticed he actually did something. There's a different number underneath the 157. He kind of pasted that on top of it, I noticed. And I wonder if with Pepe, if he has to run a different gear to try to get this to work. Oh, right across the nose of Corinta that time.
And here comes Bandy now up on the high side. Will he be able to get some momentum? But Pepe looks like he's doing quite well down there, man. He's dedicated to that to his own unique line. But man, they're getting very close.
Meanwhile, Brandon Schultz has pulled out to almost a second and a half. Actually, it's over a second and a half now. So that is the one reality of any form of racing, whether you're talking dirt or asphalt. You got guys racing side by side behind you. They can't run that ultimate line. Schultz out in front. He can, as we see Bandy sweeping around the outside for third.
And Schultz is loving this as he is just slowly gaining on this pack. And these guys are all battling it out for second place as Ross just hits the outside wall.
Wow. Surprised that didn't cost him more than it did. As we watch this battle right here, there you see the number 69. That's Aiden Young, currently being shown in position number 5.
Chris Sabeski, he's moved up 8 spots. He's up to 6th place now. And then right behind him is going to be Preston. He's moved up 9 spots. Our unofficially, our hard chargers right there. I think one guy, Lane Snook, he's moved up 11 spots way back there in 13th. But battle for 7th place is heating up with Preston Kramer.
Yeah, we're watching that right now, as you see on the screen. Kramer, of course, in the 07. And the race within a race here, remember, Sabeski only leads Schultz by a couple of points. Sabeski currently being shown in 6th. Schultz all alone out front, and I love this shot right here, right down off the front bumper.
Right off the front bumper, man. You can definitely
well, that camera
see.
Wouldn't last long in the non.
No, it would not. And I think my camera just
wouldn't last long
skipped
in the
away.
virtual race. Something got it, that's what it was. So Brandon Schultz continuing to lead as we watch the field here. 16 laps in, only one caution has slowed the pace of this race. We're going 30 tonight, so we're just past the halfway point. Schultz still leads. Bandy in that number 2 spot. Garrett Pepiot, Ross Carinta, they're still running 3 and 4. Pepiot running that very unique line. Bandy was the car that just went by you there. I think I saw some sparks. I think he caught the wall.
Yeah, I think it might be on my end as these guys just disappeared on me twice right there. But we're back up and running and a little bit over halfway, Schultz. And let me pull up these last lap times of these two guys. You see there on the bottom of the screen. And Schultz is running very quick lap times. He is, out of the last 5, he's ran 4 of the quickest lap times over Bandy. Bandy, lap 18, he finally beat Schultz on that last lap.
Hey, leave that up for a second if you can. The other thing, look at how much the lap times have fallen off just in the last 5 laps, almost 7/10 of a second.
Yeah, absolutely. As this track is getting completely slicked up, throttle control is going to be the key here to make it home.
Watching Schultz there for a moment as he came out of the corner, and you can see that lead well over 2 seconds right now over Jess Bandy. Bandy's had a really good run, and Pepiot now has fallen back a little bit from that. Is everybody getting a little strung out here as we are working lap number 21?
Yeah, Bandy definitely needs a caution. That's what he's hoping for. Schultz definitely does not want a caution for, and he definitely doesn't want to see it. Garrett is still running that unique line that he's running. Ross is back there in 4th. Kenny Miller rounding out the top 5. And Chris is back there in 6th. Aiden Young. And here's a battle right here for 8th, 9th, and 10th place with these guys battling it out.
Yeah, Young is that 69. Clevenger is the 78 that just slid up the racetrack. Preston Kramer, that's the white, black, and orange 07 that's down on the inside of him, as that's the best battle we've got going on in the racetrack. Jonathan Short's got the best seat in the house to watch that as he sits right behind them in 10th.
Last week we went from lap 1 all the way to lap 30 green.
No.
This one we had 1 caution on lap number 4, I think it was, and we're going to keep it green. 5 laps, handful of laps to go, and a little bit of contact right there.
Cars coming together again. This is that battle for position number 6, 7, and 8 at this point is what you're looking at. Here's a shot you don't get to see much as we look out the back of Jack Clevenger's number 78.
Coming across the line, we'll see how close he actually gets to this outside wall as he slides to that cushion about 1 inch. Oh, he may have tapped it right there.
That's about as close you get. That might cost him a spot as Kramer's looking underneath him.
Now he's looking underneath him, trying to dig on the bottom, trying to find some sort of grip as Preston Kramer tries to get underneath him. He's going to slide up, and they make contact.
Oh,
Preston.
He spins. Still going. No yellow.
No yellow, man. He was completely 90 degrees angle, stuck right smack dab on the backstretch, but he was able to keep it going at 2 laps to go for Brandon Schultz.
Out in front still, well over 3 seconds is the margin that Schultz has. He has been the dominant driver tonight. And there you can see Schultz.
And
He's
the
out of
caution
turn number
flag
2.
is out.
Oh, bad for Schultz. Good for everyone else.
Schultz was rounding turns 3 and 4, looking for that white flag, and boy, an all-red machine spun out. Caution waves. Second time of the night, and man, heartbreaker right there.
Yeah, as a driver, when you think you've got it, and because you're kind of counting those laps down in your head, and you're okay, white flag's coming out. What, yellow? So. But I guarantee you, he's the only one that said, because everybody else is looking at this as an opportunity to maybe do something here.
We'll see what caused it. David Flick is showing red up on the program. We'll click on his name and see, and there's that all-red machine. There's 2 red machines, but watch that number 56. And nothing yet. They were 3 wide right there. Battling hard, man. Elbows out. Haymakers being thrown. Quarter speed action.
Look how close they are, though.
Man,
trying to sneak through the middle.
Short. Got touched.
Okay,
they almost made it 4 wide.
That is open wheel racing in a nutshell right there. One of the first things you learn in dirt racing is everybody, open wheel, what's that mean? It means you hop a wheel and you just don't know what the heck is going to. Let's be honest, I think that could have been a heck of a lot worse. Let's see, is he going to miss him here? Ooh, nice job.
The Skittles machine barely missed him. Here's full speed mode, and look how fast this stuff happens, man. A little bit of daylight, 2 laps ago. You got to go and touch wheels and try to hold the brake, and the Skittles guy barely missed him, or I guess he did.
Chapman.
Yeah, I guess he
a little bit, but yeah. Again, thanks to Malcolm Mills for all their help in sponsoring these replays. As I'm showing 29, so I'm thinking green, white, and checkered is what we should see here. But Brandon Schultz, look at that restart. He got a great restart as he pulls away, and already about 10 car lengths ahead by the time they hit turn 2.
Jesse needed a good restart. I don't think he got it, and we have a huge battle back here, 3 wide.
So somebody doing a 720.
One guy is doing flips as a yellow flag, and nope, checkered flag's going away for Schultz.
Nice job. So Schultz gets it. Badney finishes second. Kenny Miller, didn't mention him much during the race. He was able to get by Garrett Pempiet there right at the end to finish in third. And our hard charger is going to be Jeff Fitzpatrick, as he is going to go 19th. No, actually, it's going to be Clevenger, 21st to 8th. Picked up 13 spots. Nice job. Had a little trouble with math there for a second.
Fireworks shooting off here tonight. As Brandon Schultz, man, he's going to win another event here on the GForce Racing League. And
Chris Sebeski, remember, he was chasing him, or actually he's chasing Sebeski in the points. Sebeski ends up 5th, so that race just got tighter right there. But nice show tonight. Only 2 cautions slowed the pace here. And I've always said the less cautions, it shows you how good these racers really are here in the elite division for the GForce Racing League. As always, we'll be talking to our top 3 here. We'll wait for them to get into our waiting room, and then we bring them up here to have a chat with us. Southern Patio Enclosures sponsoring our Victory Lane stuff. They do all kinds of things. Add on to your house, add on to your business, sunroom, anything like that. Whether it's commercial, residential, they are the people to do it. And do not let the name fool you. Just as it's Southern Patio Enclosures, they've got contractors all over the United States that can build your dream room. I love the Victory Lane here too. You get to go up on the special post up there and everything. I just love this place.
Yeah, Eldora Speedway. It's absolutely fun. It doesn't matter if you're running the 360 sprints, the late models, the midget cars, or the NASCAR trucks. You can race them here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Eldora, it's always a fun one.
The World 100, the biggest late model race, also takes place here as well. Let's see, who's the first one we're going to talk to? Kenny Miller, I believe, is the first one, so we'll wait for him to come on up here. I think they'll be clicking on him in a moment and bringing up here to our broadcast room as he made some moves late to finish in third here this evening. Now, are you doing that, Jake, or is Roger doing it? Who's moving them up?
I think Roger will be moving these guys up.
And there he is. Joining us here in the booth is third place finisher Kenny Miller. Kenny, first of all, how we doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Not bad, not bad. How'd you? I guess I kind of missed it there at the end. I kept watching Garrett and Jess on that restart. How'd you get by to pick up third place?
had a real good run through 1 and 2. Came off the cushion and down, and was able to get by Garrett and Ross off of 2.
Was that a move you had been thinking about beforehand, or did it just kind of open up and here we go, let's adapt and go for it?
It was kind of a move that kind of came out of the blue. I was running the top before the yellow, and then once the yellow came out, I didn't really know where everybody was going to go, and then everybody kind of went to the bottom and left the top lane open, and I was just lucky enough to hit it right and was able to go to 5th to 3rd.
Just like that. It's amazing sometimes. How many times, I'm always curious about this one. I'll ask you this one, Kenny, before I ask you who helped you out and everything. How often does what you think is going to happen as you're riding around under yellow? How often does that actually happen and play out like you think it does?
Usually never.
Never. Okay. Not even 10%.
Everything in racing changes so quick. You never have everything's on the fly, and you got to adapt as it comes.
So reactions are everything on
Yep.
those restarts. So plan 13 different scenarios, and it'll be the 14th one that'll happen. That's about right.
Exactly.
Who do you want to say thanks to, Kenny? And by the way, great run.
Thank you. I gotta say thanks to everyone at Phantom Motorsports, Velocity Race Design got me looking real good, and Power Outdoor came on board with this, and they're helping us out. So thanks to those guys.
Nice job, Kenny. Good talking to you, man.
Thanks.
Kenny Miller, fine 3rd place, 5th to 3rd on the last lap too. That is very, very cool. I love it when it works out like that. Let's see. Jess Bandy is in the waiting room. We'll get him up here in just a moment and chat with him about his 2nd place run. He ended up finishing about 7/10 behind our race winner. Actually started 5th in this race. So, Roger, if you can bring Jess Bandy up.
Just so it's Jesse Bandy.
Oh, it is Jesse.
Yeah,
I can
it's
remember
Jesse.
that from here on in. I have a friend named Jesse, so that'll be easy to remember. Thank you. Jesse Bandy joining us here, 5th to 2nd. Pretty much stuck to the high side most of the race. How was it for you here at Eldora?
Oh, the car was hooked up. Track was really racy. It was that green flag run really helped keep things going, and I think that really helped.
How did it help? Because it looked like you kind of had your hands full for a lot of those laps under green flag.
Yeah, it was a little slippery up top there, but I think just keeping the momentum going and helped just kind of keep me in the rhythm there.
Did you ever think about getting a little bit lower? Because I noticed Garrett was running some different lines. I saw a lot of guys doing different things. Did we think about that, or were we just, I'm on the top and I'm staying here, darn it?
Yeah, once I got up top there, I felt like I was doing all right and was pretty quick, so I just stuck up there. I started off down low there early on behind Carenta and was able to maintain early on, but I'm more of a topside guy than I am a bottom guy.
Jesse, isn't it tough up there, though, running that close to the wall? Because all it takes is the thing sliding a couple of more inches to the right than usual, and you could be in big trouble.
Oh, yeah, risk to reward, it's definitely pretty lopsided, but topside's quick like that. You almost have to get up there and get on it.
You have to change gearing. And I don't know, and you might not be comfortable answering this, Jesse, but I mean, do we have to set our gearing up to run up there versus something you might want to be more versatile with?
I mean, I was geared to be able to run the top or the bottom. I kind of picked a gear that works for both in case I end up on either opposite position of where I wanted to be. So I was set up for the top side, though. I anticipated on getting up there. Like I said, I'm more of a top guy than I am a bottom guy.
And I could see how you're right. You'd have to be versatile because what if the 2 cars in front of you, they're glued to the top too? You better be able to do something, right?
Yep, exactly.
And I apologize. I've been calling him Jess Bandy for a long time, so I'll make sure we get it right from here. Jesse, who would you like to say thanks to tonight?
Bandy Built Racing, Velocity Race Designs, and Bio.com, Wagamans, and just everybody on BBR. I mean, just the great group of guys that we run with week after week, and all the time we put in practicing, just finally starting to pay off. I've been kind of flat here for the last couple of weeks, and this was something I definitely needed here to rekindle the iRacing love, I guess, if you will.
It's amazing. That does happen sometimes, doesn't it, Jesse? You get finishing 18th every week. You're like, oh, come on, you know?
Yeah, I was counting down the weeks here to finish this season, and now I'm kind of back on
the next one, huh?
Yeah. So it's much needed run or race here, so it's good.
I'm happy for you, man. Good job.
Thanks.
Jesse Bandy ends up here second tonight. Brandon Schultz is the one that's up on the podium there, and he got a chance to take that special ride up there. He joins us right now. He was second fastest in qualifying, dominating run, survived the cautions, pulled away. Brandon, were you as good as you looked here tonight?
Yeah, we were pretty good tonight. Car was really good. Kind of came to me more and more late race. Early race, the car felt a little sketchy. I think maybe just because we were running quite a bit of fuel, probably more than maybe we needed. But yeah, late race. I mean, when you got a decent lead like that, it allows you to search a little bit. And I tried the bottom for a couple laps and saw that gap close. I knew the top still had the moisture up there to run hard. And yeah, the car was just really good.
And he's not the first guy to tell me this, either in the virtual or non-virtual world, about that fuel load early. And of course, remember, sprint cars run on methanol. So depending on who you talk to, you run anywhere from 2 to 3 times more methanol than you would if it's gasoline. So what happens like lap 5, 10, 15? How does the car change as that fuel burns off?
It just gets a little easier and easier to drive.
Easier how?
You just got less weight in the rear end. You go into the corner, you don't have as many, as much weight sloshing over to one side. And
Hmm.
again, there's a positive and a negative because as that weight comes out of the car, the track
lose
gets
weight, right?
slicker. Yep.
Do you move the wing back at some point to make up for that?
You can. For our set tonight, we left it at one position.
Okay, and if I'm asking too much, Brandon, because I know you guys work
No,
so
no, no.
in your setups, I'm just trying to learn about this, myself here. So how big is this? Not just to win, but to win in such a dominating fashion. I mean, you were up by 3 seconds at one point.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely feels good. Been doing a lot of work in the week, just working on sets with all the team guys, and it's just been awesome to come out here and have it come together. And super proud of Jesse. I think this is one of Jesse's best finishes in elite, and you know, honestly, I wouldn't mind if he would have passed me on the last lap. It's super cool to see him work so hard and ended up finishing out on a really good note.
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard, but he's had some rough runs. So he said this really got him all excited for this again. Thank yous tonight, Brandon.
Oh yeah, just got to thank all the boys at Vanderbilt Racing. I think just about all of us had top 10 runs tonight, so super
Good.
proud of all the boys. I know Goldner got into a wreck early, and I know he would have been up front with us. He's kicked my butt quite a few times at Eldora, and it's too bad he couldn't be up there fighting with us. But yeah, just got to thank all them. Dirt Doctor Trucking, Powerhouse Motorsports, BuyOil.com, Velocity Race Wraps. Ross Carinta does awesome work. Just got to thank Roger for allowing us to run in such an awesome league, and you guys for the broadcast, and thank Dad for watching.
And I love the car too, because I remember when these black and white cars came out a few years ago. The big thing was, a lot of guys like to play with black and white photography at the racetrack. They take a picture of these black and white cars, and you think it's a black and white photo until you see the green trees in the background. Were you trying to kind of honor that, or you just like the way it looks?
Nah, I just like the way it looks. It's not too flashy. It doesn't stand out too much.
Right.
But yeah, I just like the way it looks. He did a awesome job.
Yeah, I like it too. Good job, Brandon.
Thank you, sir.
Well, what do we think, Mr. Jake Fluman? 2 cautions in this one. Another darn good race, I thought, here tonight, and a dominating performance by Brandon Schultz.
Yeah, man, it was a very good race. A long green flag run. Caution laps don't count here, so, of course, like we said. But man, when they took the green flag, they really took the white flag, so it was only one lap.
I didn't realize that either. Yeah,
I was really looking for the green white checker type of deal, the 2-lap shootout. But no, it was right when they crossed the line. It was a 1 lap. So, but yeah, man, Brandon Schultz, points leader. He is our points leader, right? No, Chris is our points leader. Brandon Schultz is back in second before this race started, so now I don't know how that's going to shake out. He may be our points leader, but Jesse Bandy's back there in 5th place before this race started, and Kenny Miller was back in 4th place. So yeah, the top 5 guys in points finished 1, 2, 3 here tonight.
Wow, Roger, do we know? Did Brandon take the lead, or we haven't figured that out just yet?
No, I haven't figured it out. Usually Preston's on that pretty quick, but we don't have it tonight. But we will have it by morning, and it's going to be really tight. So it's
sounds
Brandon's been the dominator the last couple of seasons, so it's going to be interesting. And you made note he's done it with one less race. So we have we have 2 drop weeks, so that will change the standings. We're in week.
Yeah.
We only got a few weeks to go, so it's getting tight.
So do not miss next week's broadcast. Thanks to all of you. And there were the points actually right before everything started. So you can see it was 18 was the margin between Sebeski and Schultz. And you can see how far back third and everybody was for there. Any closing words? Let's start with Roger.
Yeah, for sure. I was just thinking. I was meaning to mention. We run the Preston and I have the Pit Side podcast that airs Sunday mornings, and special guest this week will be Jake Fluman. So
Yeah, right. All
yeah,
right. Who is that?
I called him.
guy?
I
I've
called
heard
him Firm. Well, I called him Furman on one of our podcasts, so I had to stop and just check myself. But yeah, but Jake will be on, and we're really looking forward. It's going to be a great interview, and we have a good time on that show. So check that out Sunday morning.
Nice. Jake, closing words from you. And again, we'll look to hear from you Sunday morning.
Absolutely, man. Last week, Williams Grove, it was green to green. This week, we only had two caution flags. But, man, next week's going to be Weed Sports Speedway. That's a love/hate
I love that track.
relationship for Weed Sports. A very tight racetrack. Then you throw these 360 sprints on it. And, man, it's going to be a wild ride next Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern on GForce Racing TV or here on WhiskeyOval_TV on Facebook. But make sure you guys tune in for that. But, man, just another fun, long race.
Weed Sports Speed is only 20 minutes away from where I am here in Central New York, too. So for everybody at GForce Racing League, for Roger Craig, for Jake Fluman, or Jake Furman, depending on who you're talking to, thanks, everybody. We had a great time tonight. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and make sure to check us out next week. The Elite League here at GForce Racing Leagues.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GeForce TV Racing Leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.